Did you see that? It just happened right now.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did this, and you did this
Uh-huh.
at exactly the same moment, right? That's neuro-linguistic programming, right? That happened right now. Which it's not a bad thing, but it's real. It just shows you it's real, happened right now. Which is good because it shows it only happens when you're on the same page, right?
Mm.
It only happens when you're on the same page. And I've tested years ago. It's a long story, this one. Years ago, I tested this with groups of students in my academy. Years ago, I tested this. I would do unusual actions and see if the student copied it subconsciously. So I would do this, and the student would do this. And when I started reading about this and experimenting with it, it was fascinating because I could do this, and the student would do this, and I could do this, and the student would do that, and the student had no idea what was happening. Absolutely no idea. They were in the conversation mirroring the physical actions that I was presenting to them, and it's what hypnotists use in their programming of people, and hypnotism is a real thing. So it works, and it's interesting. It's really interesting to see how it works, because as human beings we are repeaters. We copy a lot of what we see. It's not a bad thing. It's how we learn. Children copy their parents. If you want to perform any specific task, you look at what other people do and how they do it, and you copy them. Life is copy and paste a lot of the time, in more ways than one. Genetics is just another example of that, and so it's really interesting when it happens in conversation, because what it means is one of two things: complete focus or complete lack of awareness. Yeah. Now I figure that while I'm talking, you are also scanning your emails to discover what is important and what is urgent and what is relevant and what is going on. I'm just guessing. Essential tasks are essential tasks. Little bits of multitasking are important.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting when the mirrors happen. The language is a mirror of things. Conversation is a mirror. Our physical actions are a mirror of a lot of things. And like I said, you're either completely focused, or your brain is doing two things. Right? One part of your brain is going, oh, that's a message from John, and I need to contact John about the fact that Mary told Peter something. One part of your brain is doing that. Another part of your brain is going, yeah, okay. Another part of the now you're going to see it all the time, right? Now you're going to see it all the time, and you'll be paranoid, but it's okay. And another part of your brain is going, I'm hungry. Yeah. Another part of your brain is like monitoring your body and your environment, and another part of your brain is following what it is that I'm doing, but not fully consciously. And so, just like in school, with the fitness instructor saying, okay, and start, jump, and start, jump, and start, jump, and start, jump. Well, just whacked my hand off a chair. This repetition that we learn at a young age is something that sticks in our brain. Sticks in our head, like the music of our childhood, or the words of our parents, or some great birthday present that we got, or something. It sticks in our brain. and stays with us and causes us to react that way at certain points in time. And I don't know if you've noticed, maybe at some point in time you've seen that in conversation with people, there's a lot of mirroring that happens. Like if you, especially in the physical environment, less obvious now because of global problems, but it's still there that in psychological techniques of persuasion, you make the other person feel comfortable by copying them, by copying their stance. How are they standing? How are they moving? What words are they using by copying their language? They use a specific word. I take a very basic example like red, the color, and then you use it in your conversation. And this causes a familiarity to develop. Just like just like when I know that you like a sport, badminton, and I mentioned badminton, something in your brain goes bing, and you begin to listen. Whereas if I say canoeing, your brain is like, there's less of a relationship with that. If I say Ford Motor Company, your brain is like, if I say international hygiene, your brain goes ding, because these things we relate to, and we've programmed our own brain to tell us this is important. When you hear that, stay alert, stay focused, because it matters. Yeah. So even within the clothes that we wear, within the shirt, and the logo that is on the shirt is printing a message for people. It's sending a message out to people. And the visual is very powerful stimulation. What is it? 80% of our general sense is taken in visually. We're constantly experiencing everything, and we can't take it all in. We understand less than 1% of what is going on all the time. But if somebody wears a T-shirt that says success, over a long period of time, this word becomes part of their persona. Yeah, which is interesting because this is not really who we are. It's a bit of a projection, but we can use that to our advantage. We can program ourselves. Just like if you read a book and you remember something from the book, that affects the way you think. So it all matters. Like, and not just the word, but the image of the word, spelling of the word, the sound of the word. Obviously, the brand that you have there is interesting in multiple ways, because first of all, it's not spelt the way the words are normally spelt, which is, that's branding and marketing, and that's an intellectual process. So that's well done. Then we've got the the way the letters are organized or arranged. We've got the colors that are bold. We've got the idea of it's on a piece of functional, practical clothing, so it must be a functional, practical product. That there's a lot going on there. Maybe for somebody it's just a T-shirt. Maybe, but when you get into the corporate world, there's a lot more happening a lot of the time, whether it's on a hoodie or a T-shirt or a pen or a pencil or a piece of paper or a wall or a car or wherever you want to put the symbol. The biggest letter there is the letter A, right? The biggest letter is the letter A.
Yes.
Right? Yep. The biggest letter is the letter A. A.
Yes.
A means good, right? A number one, right? In school, if you get an A, right, that's a positive result, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot happening in that and within that. So I think we always can be aware. And here's the thing: if you're on a Zoom call or a Skype call or something where there's like 100 people and you can see them all, yeah, and you start doing this, right? You're gonna see a percentage of the people do the same thing. They will, either because they're completely focused or they're subconsciously only half focused, and their brain is, the brain runs on copying. Stand up, children. Sit down, children. They stand up and they sit down. Follow the rules. Yeah. Stand for the anthem. Use the right language, etc., etc. Right. So, yeah, just interesting little point there. And you will see children, do that as well. You see children have the same mannerisms as their parents do. Whether, if a parent does this a lot with their hands for whatever reason, either they're washing their hands or they do this a lot or whatever, the children will do that a lot. It's just the way, that they grow and that they learn. So there. Be aware of all these things, right?